Yo, what's happening, man? RC the Trackaholiq right here on HHNS, man. You gotta go get that app, man. Download it. You know what I'm saying? This is where we have exclusive interviews. We out here right now with my homegirl, the most illustrious, the most talented, the most going hard, lion in the cage type. You know what I'm saying? Payge Turner in the building. What's happening?
Hey, that was the best introduction I've had this entire time.
No, come on, really?
Yes, that was the best introduction ever. Oh my goodness.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, Paige, look, I have to tell you, first of all, that it is a pleasure to have you right here at HHNS.
Thank
Uh,
you for having me.
it's no problem at all. Look, we see you blazing the trail out here. You're doing your thing. I mean, like, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this first. How are you this evening?
I am pleasant. I am just chilling for the rest of the day. I'm tired. I don't know why I'm tired. I think I got too much sleep. That
Oh,
could be
too much sleep.
too much sleep. Yeah, I think I slept all day yesterday.
You know what I did? Oh, I know the Thanksgiving. So I mean, like, were you able to do Thanksgiving, or was that just kind of?
We basically did Thanksgiving here at the hotel. It was actually pretty chill.
Oh, okay. So you're
Had
okay.
food
So
ordered
you're
in
all right. So you're like you're on on the road on Superstar.
on the superstar status.
Well, nice.
We'll call it
So,
that.
so look, so you guys, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna get to know Paige a little bit. Like, where do I start? I mean, first of all, I just have to, and I look, they gave me some questions, but I'm about to get into this right now. Your your range and like the way that you are executing what you do is impeccable. I have to ask you, like, have you been classically trained?
I have.
Oh, you have.
Hmm.
Now, I'll tell you, like, the second part of that question is this: like, it's still there. There's still a raw talent there, you know, but it's like such
Right.
a great mix of like rawness and then like classic, know-how. Now, did you go to school or what was that about?
Yeah, so I actually majored in music. So I studied jazz drums, and then I also studied vocal performance. So my focus was voice 100% in college.
Okay, so
Studied a
this.
little bit.
Okay.
And also my vocal teacher is operatically trained. So she studied at Juilliard. So I am whipped into shape very nicely.
Okay, so yeah, so you were trained in an opera, so that that really does show through your through your vocals and how you sing songs and how you approach them. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Now I'm also to understand that you are actually not only the student but you are the teacher.
I am a teacher. I am
Right.
a basic voice teacher and keyboard teacher.
Nice. So you teach. Okay, so you said keyboard. So I saw you playing the guitar.
I do play guitar, bass, drums, and piano.
You play every. Do you play the oboe?
I would love to learn to play the oboe. I tried it once. Wasn't
I'm just messing with you.
the oboe would be dope though. Who can say they can play the oboe?
I think the oboe is like a dope instrument.
It's
Like,
a sick instrument. Yes,
really.
100%. It has a beautiful low tone. It's great.
Right, right. So now when you do you make tracks at all?
I do make tracks. I don't like make my own tracks, but I do like full band stuff. So I try to keep stuff as organic as I possibly can. So mostly,
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
All right. So you don't make tracks for yourself or anything like that, then?
No, I'm actually probably going to start doing that here shortly because I think it adds to performances when you add little like ambiance sounds behind your band, your live band setup. So I think I'm going to start doing that eventually, but
Right.
it hasn't something that I've like, dabbled in too much yet. But I'm gonna try.
Okay. So you're more of a live musician.
Yeah.
Okay, man,
Hmm.
that's great. I have to tell you, I saw one video and you was tearing that guitar up. I loved it. It was dope. It was dope.
Thank you so much.
Let me throw you a curveball real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Do you rap?
I wish. Wish. Man, the level of wishing I can have on that, I can do spoken word, but like I can't freestyle to save my life. Like people that can freestyle,
Hmm.
that's a talent that I feel like is just it's not appreciated anymore. No one does it anymore.
Right.
So Man, I wish I could. I wish I could rap. Man, do you know how badass that would be if I could rap?
That's what I was thinking when I was when I was like doing my research on it. I was like, okay. I was like, I see all these instruments. I see this crazy range of notes and octaves. Now, what if she just busted out rapping?
I should try. I
You
should.
should
I
try
should
it.
go into it. I should go into it.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Right.
course you should.
I should get
So
into it. Kind of give it like an indie R&B kind of vibe to it, spoken word kind of like weird cadence kind of thing. Yeah, I could
right,
put some Lauryn Hill vibes in there.
right. No, you know
I
what?
mean,
I'm sure if you did it, I'm sure it would be much different. I'm sure of it.
yeah, it probably has some island vibes in there.
Dig that. Now, speaking of island vibes, now, so you're from Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago, got it.
Look, I always mess that up.
A lot of people do. It's okay. It's totally
Okay, okay. So that's where you're from, and then
yes.
you wound up in Colorado, correct?
I ended up in Kansas.
Kansas.
I guess it's a little bit worse, but
I don't know anything about Kansas, to be honest. How long were you there?
about 9 to 10 years. Let me see.
Really?
I was there. Yeah, I would say a good, yeah, 10 years. 10 years.
Now, you were pretty young. Well, when did you get to Kansas? Let me ask.
I was about 13.
Okay, so like 13 to 23, something like that.
13 to about, I left 2 years ago. So, yeah, how am I now? So 26, I left. I technically was in Missouri, but I was in Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. So I was 26 when I left.
Nice. Okay. So in Kansas, then that was that like that was your formative years, like in
Yeah,
yeah, life
definitely.
and music. So what was it like learning music and or like developing your talent in Kansas? What was that like?
Yeah, that was an interesting journey. I think the way it kind of started was I actually played piano when I was a kid, but I didn't enjoy it because I was taking like classical lessons.
Right.
Hated it.
I'm
I'm
sure you
the
did.
type of musician like I don't think I was that much into music as a kid, but at the same time, like when I took the lessons, like I enjoyed playing the piano. I just would jump ahead. Heard it quicker than I read it. And I hated having to play. What song was it? I can't even remember, but it was torture. And she just wouldn't get it. And then she would get mad at me if I just jumped ahead into sheet music because I figured it out by ear with her watching her play it. And I didn't want to read sheet music, so I gave up on piano for a second. And
Gotcha.
14 years old, I think, is when I picked it back up again. Someone from church taught me how to play chords, and then it
Nice.
just took off from that point on. So I started writing. I mean, I was writing pretty much my once I knew I wanted to do music, which was like I think I started writing at like the age of 8, but I really started writing in my high school years from like
Okay.
14 through I would say 17 was some heavy writing times, but then it got harder. Like I dove into it way more with like recording stuff like in school, just really crappy recordings in school, and started writing a little bit heavier in college days. And then it kind of just transformed from there. Like I got an opportunity to play drums at a church in Kansas City. And
Church in Kansas City.
what's that?
But you said church in Kansas City. What kind of
Yes.
church was it, may I ask?
It was a non-denominational church. Actually, this one was Assemblies of God. The other one
Okay.
was
All right.
non-denom.
So come as you are kind of thing.
Come as you are kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Come as you are. Um,
Right.
but yeah, no, it was definitely an interesting journey, and then I met one of my friends out there who was a past contestant on The Voice actually.
Okay.
It was Crystal Rose, and we became really really tight and did music together. Like we gigged together. I was her backup singer and a backup guitarist for a couple years, and then I branched off of myself in like 2017, and that was kind of it. Like I found like it was so weird too because I was writing my own music, but at the same time focusing on her career. So I kind of put my stuff on pause.
Right.
And then shortly after that, I started writing a little bit more, the more that we'd separated from each other, like trying to take a break from each other because we just got way too close. And, um, sometimes when singing, I always tell people, like, if you're a singer, your intent is to never be a backup singer. We want to be frontline, especially
Sure.
females. I feel like we're terrible.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Um, it worked out for a second, but at the same time, like I was just like, I just don't. It wasn't vibing for a second, so we took a break from each other, and I found my drummer on Craigslist,
Hmm.
and then found a local bassist and put on my first show in an alleyway, and there grew Payge Turner.
Okay, hold on. Paige, hold on. Okay, you say you did your first show in an alleyway? What does this
Yeah.
mean?
So I don't know if you've ever heard of there's like a touristy spot called Crossroads in Kansas City, and it's just like artsy stuff, and very much like I'm gonna say urban-y kind of vibes, like all the urban artists and everything, hang out in that general area. But this particular alleyway was a graffiti alleyway. So
Hmm.
like completely covered in like some of the best work in Kansas City. And it was right behind one of my friends' like distillery. So they owned that alleyway space, and I decided that I wanted to post up in an alleyway because like we have these things called First Fridays
Right.
where artists would come and perform on the streets and stuff like that. And I thought, why not perform in a really cool alleyway and get some dope drone footage? So
Why not?
my first show was something I put on myself, and I was like, it's either a hit or not a hit. And it was a hit. I was really surprised.
That's nice. So yeah, you got to do it. You got to start somewhere, right? So
Really and truly.
you started in a dope alleyway with dope drone footage. That's dope.
Yes. At
That
that
is
point,
so
I was like,
crazy.
I can come out with a bang. Like I can't just come out. It can't be a soft release. You know what I mean? Like
Right, right, right. Gotcha.
nothing about me is. I mean, yeah, I have a soft voice when I need to have a soft voice, but nothing
Right.
about me is soft. It's just is what it is.
Now, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, your voice is really unique. Like, I mean, I would describe it as like, like I said, like you actually said, like with opera, and then you got that range there. Um, like what were your influences? Like how did you get there? I mean, I know you had a classic influence, you had a classical influence, but then
Right.
it had to be some natural, just like who I like to
Right.
sing like type of
Definitely.
thing.
I think my influences have changed, throughout the years. Like at first, it was like one of my biggest inspirations was Beyonce. I mean, I feel like a lot of black singers especially, looked up to Beyonce because I mean she's a force. But as I matured and started understanding what my sound was and understanding what my voice was and what I liked musically, I started gravitating to artists like Leanne La Havas. She's a European artist, incredible. I would say that my style, in the sense of voicing and probably guitar, is very similar to her. But when I come together with full band, it's
Mhm.
just a mix up of like her and then another one of my favorite bands called Hiatus Coyote. They're
Okay.
another like European band,
Mhm.
and it's a merge of her and them and my culture. And I also am a huge fan of Miss Sade. Huge fan.
Right.
And
Sade, look, that man. I mean, like, cause that like the control and like just the effortlessness of her voice.
yeah,
Okay, I get that now.
huge fan. I grew up on like very old taste for music. Like I love Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, like just those. I mean, those
Get
are
out of here. Yeah, that's great.
my
Yeah,
yes. It makes sense because my voice is gritty too, and all
yeah.
singers are gritty and just emotion driven. So, yeah,
Nice. Okay. All right. All right. Now, so then somehow you made it to Seattle.
yes.
Now, how did that happen?
That was an interesting journey. So I just got tired of the Kansas City scene. I felt like I wasn't growing anywhere. I felt like it was just becoming like I'm very fast paced and I like things to happen. I don't have expectations per se, but I set goals. I set goals for myself and I expect myself to be in a specific spot. And if I don't hit those specific goals, then it's time to move on.
Hmm.
Sometimes that's either in where I'm living, what I'm doing, or how I'm approaching things. And that to me became a space thing. Like I felt as though I was starting to outgrow Kansas City in the sense of what I wanted dream wise. And Kansas City wasn't in that forte of my dream. And I wasn't sure Seattle was going to be it either. Like I remember trying to figure out where I wanted to go. Once my lease was up in Kansas City, I was like, I don't want to
Oh
stay here.
wow.
I'm like, that's literally what it was. It was such, I'm a huge risk taker. So I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I think once my lease is up, I'm just going to go. And initially, I wanted to go to Portland, Maine, because Portland, Maine has like a really cool jazz scene out there. And I fell in love with it when I did a backpacking trip like in 2017. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to be freezing my butt off again. So let me think this through and let's go somewhere a little bit warmer. And I remember researching for a backpacking trip and just was like, okay, I need to get out of here. I'm trying to figure my life out, and then found Washington and then Forks, Washington. Then I flew into Seattle. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is where I want to be. And it was just, I think I just knew it. I knew it. And I didn't even research the music scene. I was just like, I'm going for it.
Wow.
And I knew a little bit about the music scene. I knew I was going to stick out like a sore thumb because you have bands like Nirvana
Mhm.
coming from Seattle. So, and then now with Payge Turner. So
Nice.
we're here. Yeah.
Wow. So you literally like you ever seen Coming to America where they spun the globe
Yes.
and with
Yes. Welcome to America.
it's like
Yes. Oh my
Queen.
God. That was a family movie. Such a good movie.
That was dope. Okay, okay. So now, so you've been in Seattle. So like, did you get to perform in Seattle, or were
Yeah.
you just? Oh, okay,
I've been in Seattle for 2 years, so I've been able
okay.
to,
Oh, 2 years. All right.
yeah, been able to perform at some venues and stuff like that. I've just started working up my ways into like bigger venues and bigger gigs, but COVID, so
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
put that on pause for a second.
Hmm.
So
Now, would you mind telling me like about your journey, like to the voice, or like how that happened, or
yeah,
yeah.
um, it really is quite simple actually. Like I auditioned in 2018. No, wait. I auditioned in 2016. So
Hmm.
I've always had a profile on the Voice. Once you audition, it's like I feel like they just like keep you there, which is great,
Sure. Hmm.
great. And I did some auditioning back then, and I was like, dang it, I didn't make it this year. Totally okay. Then 2018 again, I tried out again. I was like, this could be the year, but then I realized I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't emotionally prepared or anything. And then a casting agent was at a gig of mine and was like, I think it'd be a great opportunity for you to audition. You should go to an open call and try it. And I couldn't do it that year because I was touring. So I was like, okay, if the opportunity arises again, I'll give into it. And by the end of 2019, the opportunity came again, and I was like, woo, let's just go for it. And here I am. So
Well, you're doing an excellent job, by the way.
thank you.
I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving what I'm hearing.
Yes, thank
It's so
you.
so funny because I brought up one of your videos, and kids don't do this at home, but I was driving, but I wasn't watching the video. I wasn't watching it. I had it. It was over there, but I was listening, and I don't know. You hit a note. I apologize. I don't remember the song, but you hit a note, and so I said, and I'm driving, and I said, "Hey," like that. And I think it was like, is it Christina Aguilera's on that show?
No, Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clark, yeah, no, one of them, they did it just when I did it. They were
Oh,
like,
you're talking about
"Hey,
the blind audition. Yeah.
yeah."
And I hit the low note.
I was like, man, look, I mean, yeah. So I mean, it's dope, man. Congratulations for
Thank you
everything that
so
you're doing
much.
on that. So I have a couple more questions for you. So one thing I want to know is, you describe yourself as a bull in a cage.
Yeah.
Now, I need to know more about that. What you talking about?
I I think oftentimes people see a tiny person and don't expect mighty. And that's how I am. I'm just like I'm always energetic. My mom calls me an energizer bunny because I'm always just like "Ugh," like bouncing off the wall type of thing.
Right.
But when it's time to perform, I just like there's this fire within me, and I just remember being backstage jumping up and down just like ready to go before that audition. And right before it I was so nervous, and I knew that I needed to like step into the confidence of who Paige Turner is. And in that moment it was just remember looking at the door and they were like counting me down to come on the stage, and I was like, oh, like it's either like pee your pants right now or do it later, save it for later. You can pee your pants later when you make the show.
Pee your pants.
Exactly. And I remember just looking at the door open, and I just said like I think I just remember my gears switching in my head, and just this look, I just looked down like this, walked up the stairs, looked at the bandmates, and I literally just said, let's get them. And stood in my spot, and I genuinely think, like, I call it my alter ego because I blacked out. Payge Turner just went, whoop, and the rest is history. I don't remember majority of that performance. When Blake said my knee was in there, I was like, I did that?
Yeah, he's like high
Like, even
school.
in that moment, I was like, huh, okay.
That was so
You
funny.
told me about me.
Yeah, right. Like you just like that's almost like having like one of those nights when you had a little too many and then like you call it
Right. That's what it felt like. It was like a little too many. Like the adrenaline was a little too many. Like it was,
right. That's
it was
dope.
something else.
I love it. So I have another question for you. So let me ask you, like, if there's like, have you run across any like celebrities that might have given you like some advice? And if so, what's like the best advice you've ever gotten from somebody who maybe you looked up to or that was farther in their journey than you are?
Right. I have not met any celebrities that have given me advice, but one of my best friends now that I met in Seattle, I guess she can be considered a celebrity. Not guess. She definitely is. She definitely is. She's well known in Hawaii,
Okay.
and her name is Irie Love, and she actually went on tour with Shaka Khan and Pink. So like, she experienced the journey that I have experienced, and one of the best things that she's taught me is just stepping into the person that I'm supposed to be. Like, I remember meeting her. I met her only like maybe 6 months, maybe less than that, 6 months after I moved to Seattle. And I was just going through like a really weird transition in my life. And obviously moving there and stuff like that, and trying to figure out myself in the process of moving. And she just remembered talking to me and sitting there listening to my story. And she was just like, once you remove that bondage and oppression that everyone has put over your life, you'll step into your truth. And that was definitely some of the best advice that I've ever gotten. And I still, like, to this day, she's one of my close friends. She's my sister, and she's 10 years older than me. So she definitely knows the ropes and she knows the game too. So, but she's my go-to human being. Like, I go to her when everything's messed up. So,
No, I totally get it. I mean that's dope. You got to have somebody like
right. You do.
yeah, yeah, like in order for you to move forward, because they say
Really.
somebody told me one time, look at that dude in the mirror. That's your worst enemy. Like that's your
Right.
obstacle, you know. So
It's the worst.
yeah, I totally get it. Now, speaking of, well, we going a little bit back to Seattle because you're not from here. Uh, does the rain bother you?
You know, I was actually really scared about the rain being a constant thing. It really isn't as much as I expected. I think they were having like an off year or something. But even this year, it really wasn't that much.
Right.
But one of the things that I like sometimes it does bother me because one, I grew up on an island where sun is a thing. Sometimes I look jaundice because there's no sun in Seattle. I have grown to accept it.
Okay.
And then, but one of the things that I like is I like gloomy sometimes. I really do. I think that's what makes me like a good artist. An artist is that person that's like, it's depressing outside today. I can live in my depression and express it and then figure out how to deal with it. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I think some
Does that help with like writing or
It
like
does help with writing.
does
It
it?
does help. Yeah. Sometimes it can be really hard because you don't want to be depressed all the time, but sometimes you
Mhm.
just like I think it's a burden of an artist. You sit in melancholy on a regular basis because you feel things all the time. Everything is just like a feeling, but it's not like a surface level feeling. It's like a depth feeling. Like if
Mhm.
we're always just figuring out ourselves on like a different level. So
So why not an LA or a ATL or New York?
yeah, that's a really good question. One of the biggest reasons why this is another reason why I moved out to Seattle. The nature. The nature is incredible to me. Um,
I got you.
Avid backpacker, and music used to be my escape, but now it's my career. So I don't want to mix the two. So hiking was always my way to, replenish and just reconnect with myself. And the music scene is so different. I want it to be a sore thumb. Like LA, you can just easily be sucked in to the busyness and just constant go, go, go because
Yeah.
LA is about connections.
Mhm.
In the LA, you better have some connections if you want to make it anywhere fast. And I want to make it somewhere fast, and I just didn't have the connections just yet. So I think at some point, LA would be for me. But as of right now, I need to establish my existence on the West Coast, at least. You know, go somewhere where I can stick out like a sore thumb, but still be accessible to LA, where I can, easily go down there, do my business, come back. You know what I mean? So
Right, right, right. Now, but so now Seattle is actually home, or are you still going back like to? Uh,
it's home. So I
it
live
is?
right now.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, look, Paige, it has been a total honor and just a joy to have you on our show.
Thank you.
I mean, like they gave me some extra stuff like before I came here, and I'm just constantly getting blown away by the things that you're doing. And I really hope for you the best.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you're gonna be all right. But I'm just saying that because I mean, I really feel it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Really
Now,
appreciate.
is there any way is like would you like for anybody to like Instagrams and Twitters or anything like that
Yeah.
follow you?
Everybody can hit me up on all the platforms. I will be slow to answer because it's just a bountiful amount of love being flowed out. But when I get the time, I definitely will answer as much as I can. So I would love if everyone can hit me up on at Page Turner Music on Instagram, and then Turner underscore page at Twitter. And then my music page on Facebook is just Page Turner Music. So any way, shape, or form. And then you can always email me as well. And my email is on every single one of those platforms. So
Got it. Now, may I ask? So, what's next with the voice? What's going on? What do you want to
lives are next.
live?
Yeah, live performances are happening on Monday.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I've got some tricks up my sleeve, so I'm really, really looking forward to
Okay. And one of them's a rap, right?
it. One of them is a dope ass bars, man. We just gonna
I'm just playing with you.
exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Okay, well, look. We hope that you get all the way through, and you get all the way to the top. And when
Thank
you get
you.
that W, we want another interview, Paige.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would love that. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, look, you guys. Once again, it's been HHNS RC the Trackaholic in the building. Payge Turner in the building, killing it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I love it. So look, go get that app and tune in and check us out. Any chance that you get, go ahead and stream. We got the news, we got the sideshow, we got everything. And Paige, thank you for coming through. And we're gonna get up out of this joint.
Yes, thank you for having me.
No problem. No problem. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.